The organ transplant system has come a long way since the first kidney transplant in 1954, but there is still plenty of progress to be made. I'm joined from Los Angeles by Tom Mone. He's the CEO of OneLegacy, the largest organ recovery agency in the United States. Welcome back to the show.
My pleasure to be here. Thank you, Elaine.
So, Tom, human organ transplant surgery, as we said, has been around for more than 60 years. How have the techniques and technology advanced over the years?
Well, it's sort of in leaps and starts, as just about everything. The original transplants were very much very fundamental, basic surgeries that were tied a lot to how organs were excised for medical needs to be removed, but then the abilities to, that was sometimes place them back in for temporary removal, were transferred to the transplantation field. In recent years, there have been some tremendous advances in efforts to reduce the amount of time the surgery takes, the amount of insult to the organ through reducing of the ischemic time. And most recently, we've seen a lot of efforts to help do things just like the story you just heard, to maintain the flow of blood to the organs through liver, heart, and lung pumping systems that keep the organs perfused and ideally result in better outcomes.
So today, doctors are transplanting everything from skin to organs to entire faces. How important is this newer technology when it comes to saving lives?
You know, the work especially in what they call the vascular composite allografts, faces, hands, limbs, is really pioneering work, and it brings together teams of 20 or 30 surgeons on a single case, sometimes working for up to 24 hours to successfully do the transplant. They make remarkable differences in lives of people, especially those who may have lost both limbs, both arms, and are unable to do basic human functions. To suddenly get that capability back is just life reaffirming and restoring. It is a fledgling part of the transplant field and transplant work, but we're seeing remarkable results, as we are with face transplants, from people who've suffered horrible disfiguring injuries that not just disfigure but also prevent basic functions of eating and breathing easily and comfortably and so forth. And it brings the life back to these recipients, and those recipients I've known with face transplants are rejuvenated and wonderful examples of the power of modern medicine.
And do newer and successful techniques play a role in convincing a person to become a living donor? Let's talk about the living here.
Yeah, living donation is at the end of the day, it is an absolutely essential part of successful transplant programs in every country. The number of people who suffer kidney failure in particular is so high that even if everyone who could be a deceased donor in every country was, we still wouldn't have enough deceased donor kidneys. So we need living donor kidneys. Some of the technology around living kidney transplantation has not been so much surgical as it has been mathematical, in coming up with living donor kidney chains that take the gift of life that's given by one donor who doesn't match another recipient but wants to donate, and donates to a chain, and find somebody else who has a donor but they don't match, and you work your way through the chain. And this is resulting in many more living donor transplants than we've seen previously in the U.S., and better outcomes because they're better matches. So a lot of technological change in living donor transplant is actually mathematical more than it is surgical.
All right, Tom Mone of OneLegacy, thanks as always. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, Elaine. Nice to talk to you.